All right. Hello. Welcome. This is the first official podcast of the Choo Choo the Moon. I am the DJC, aka the DonJuanCarlos, and I will be your host today. I'm bringing you this podcast that's been in the works for a little over a couple months. We've talked about it, me and the lads here, and we've actually sat down and we're making it happen, baby. We're making it happen. So like I said, I am the DJC, aka the DonJuanCarlos. I'll be hosting these podcasts, and here as my co-host, I have Wolfy, and then my other
Hello.
co-host, who I still believe is muted, we have Blazing.
You don't
Yeah,
know
so
me.
all right, I'm just gonna break down a little bit of how this is gonna go. So these podcasts is just gonna be me and the lads just vibing out, doing what needs to be done. They're playing League, and I'm just sitting here on my fingers, and we're just gonna be talking shit about D2. We got topics. Hopefully, we all have topics that we can go over, and we're just we're just having a vibe. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Don't forget to leave a like, follow on Spotify, do all that good stuff because we're here for the long run. All right. So is there anyone that wants to go first?
No.
Okay.
All right. So,
So-
Wolfie, what's your topic? What
What
are
do you
you
guys-
gonna be talking about today?
What do you guys think about trials in next season?
Mm-hmm.
Because the artifact's quite interesting. How they're going to have it as first week, the artifact is going to give you light. The second week, it's not. But depending on people that grind really hard in the lost sectors and do their bounties and practically get through half the pass, what's your input on how that happens? How's it going to happen for the people that don't do as much grinding over the
Well,
week?
hold on. All right,
don't get
thanks,
to
Blazing.
play
I
it.
really appreciate it. What I was gonna say is, which part of trials do you want to go over first? Do you want to go over the actual implementation of it, or do you want to just jump right into how do we think the artifact's actually gonna make a difference in trials?
How much of a difference is that going to make in the first week for people?
Yeah, it's good. Finish.
Because yeah, because with how do I explain it? With the artifact, it's most games you you either win or you lose, right? And if you lose, you don't go flawless, and then if you win, you have a chance of going flawless. But the main thing is for those people that don't have the artifact or don't have the higher amount of light. So say we have a team that's been grinding out those three together, lost sectors, non-stop bounties, plus 15 light level, plus 15 power in this sense. And then we have the normie group over here. And those people just have 5+ power and they've just bought the pass and they're like, okay, we can go into trials and have a little bit of fun and all that. Is it fair?
So
that
here's the
should
one
happen?
thing I'll mention about it. The only reason the light is still enabled for trials right now is because of the certification for Sony and Microsoft. They have to put in the actual patch or the actual DLC to get certified. I think a month and a half or a while and a half. So any edits, they can't actually make any edits towards the end of it. So it would make sense why the light is implemented in power. The extra light that you get from the artifact is implemented, I should say, in trials. Now, me personally, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference because you got to figure the type of people that play this game. If you're grinding out for the season pass in the first 2-3 days, a lot of times those players don't actually, I would say about 75% of those players don't actually play PvP. For me personally, I can grind out the pass and I don't play that much PvP unless I'm playing with either you guys, and very rarely I'll sit down and play any PvP game mode unless I have to for like a bounty to get the what is it? What is it called? The weapon, the seasonal weapon, or if it's like if it's like Iron Banner and there's no one around, I'll sit down and play Iron Banner to get bounties and like grab pinnacles and stuff. So like you might not notice it as much because I'm sure like people, especially people who work and like they get the day off on Friday, like they buy the pass, they play a little bit, and by the time Friday comes, they're not really like they might not have all the power, so there'll be a lot more of those people in just like in the general pool. And I also wonder like what the matchmaking is gonna be like, if it'll match you with people closer to your light level or not.
They have talked about this before, and it's not going to be skilled matchmaking. It's going to be based off how many.
Well, that would make a lot more sense because if you're fighting like teams that have like if two teams go up against each other that have +6 wins, like and no losses, those are probably be a lot closer games to people who just don't play PvP as much, and like they're just jumping into trials and they don't want to get dumpstered by someone that's already at 6.
It does like, because here's the thing. Last time trials was out, I always had this dilemma where me and my mates, we would all go in, we'd go into our first match all confident, not as much as warmed up as other people, but we would always be in that one section where like our first game would be against some flawless sweats that are like doing carries or something like that, and they'll be nice and warmed up, and they'll be doing amazing things, quick scoping us in the air, and 360 whatever, hitting the knives. That would mean that it would waste our materials and all that, and we would have to go back and waste our time. So like, I do like the idea of this, but it's if they also somehow implemented it as in, depending on the amount of wins you have and your skill level, it would be nice to have it that way instead of just the wins. Because if you find, like, if you're on flawless, right, and you've just lucked yourselves out, you've actually tried really hard though, like you've got lucky type deal and you've got up to the last one, and then you go up against some trial sweats, it's like, is it really fair that you have like the trial sweats on flawless and the other people on flawless, like the casual group on flawless?
If a casual group is going flawless, like, I don't think really I'm pretty sure they're sweating a bit, like, even because and that, at least like potentially that just makes games just better, more competitive. Like, I've spoken to Blazign about this like a lot. Like, when it comes to like actual like PvP, I would much rather the games be a lot more competitive and sweaty than just like curb stopping someone like we did earlier today in that first match of comp that we played. And it's like, because for me, as someone who doesn't play a whole lot of PvP, I just get bored. I'm just like, well, this is fun. I feel like I didn't do anything. I got carried by one guy, and I'm just sitting here, you know, just memeing, which is what I normally do. But at least when I meme, like I'm contributing to the team.
I mean, yeah, that is right. I get your input on that, but like, again, like, it just goes into that factor that, do you, like, for the casual players, like, okay, not to insult you, Blazign, but like, the casual players.
You are a filthy casual. That's not even cap.
I just play more
Well, that may
than
be
you.
true, and you have Mystery Dungeon before I do. You still are a filthy casual.
You know what? Don't run trials with me, homie. All right?
We'll still run it. Like, you're still part of B
We're
team, but we'll still run it with you.
What a B team.
Weren't we calling you
Bro,
BT
BB,
Blazign,
fam,
like,
what you mean? Blackbeard.
I'm going to beat your ass.
What do you think, Blazign? We've been talking for a little bit. What's going on in that brain?
Bro,
Yeah, which is why I hired you. To actually have input.
I believe that I would make the best gamer,
Yeah.
and yeah,
The best
Just-
game.
yeah.
This
That's it.
is why
That's all I
we
felt
pay
like saying.
Blazing the big bucks.
Listen, alright, here's my opinion on it, right? Armor coming back, new guns, new shit to do. I don't have to grind goddamn Sundial for about 10 years again. I'm
Mhm.
Gucci.
We'll talk a little bit about that more later.
I mean,
But what? Okay, so Blazing, right?
yeah.
I know you said that you were grinding for Lunas, and like they're not. A lot of the guns aren't coming back for just this season. So where are you at? Like when it comes to like not bringing all the guns back, or like do you have a favorite gun that you hope gets brought back?
I hope that they understand that there are broken ass weapons in the game, and we're trying to go for pinnacles like Luna's. It's kind of hard to when everybody just shoulder charges
Well,
you.
that may be true. Bro, you know what?
That-
Lunas.
yeah.
If Lunas comes back, you're gonna be mad because we will grind out Lunas and we'll be like, oh yeah, we're popping off, mate.
At least I can grind it without there being goddamn mind
yeah.
benders everywhere.
I felt that.
That's the thing though. They're fixing the shotguns and their cone with
Mhm.
precision frames. Well, slug.
Mhm.
No, not slug. Precision frames. So precision
Frames.
God damn it. Frames. Like Retold Tale are getting they're getting like a little bug fix. Something to do with like the cone shape of how the ammo goes
so
out.
what it is sometimes when you're ADSing and shooting the shotgun pellets, it pulls you towards someone's head, and you'll miss a large amount of the pellets because you're aiming. Because the what is it? The aim assist is aiming towards head. So instead of
Instead
mass
of the
being shot
body.
at the body. So what they're doing to fix that is
Yeah.
either they're taking off the aim assist or they're readjusting the cone so that like shotgun shots are more reliable. And I think they also made a change where you know what? Before I let's actually do this in reality, and I'm gonna actually get the patch, and I'll let you know exactly what they said. Thank you, Blake. And that was our singing intermission. Thank you all. So what else, Wolfie? What you got here for trials?
So the other thing that I want to know about is, will we have like a little secret area in the lighthouse? Or how is the lighthouse going to look? Is it going
Well, don't
to be...
we technically already have
We
access
technically
to the
do.
lighthouse?
But there might be a
Dude.
different lighthouse, because the one that we went to in the cutscene isn't actually the same lighthouse. Mm-hmm.
It's not fully built yet. And like, you know how you would go flawless on D1 and there would be that little secret area to the left, and you drop down and it would have a little lore bit where you pull out your ghost, and your ghost talks about Osiris. Are we going to have that, like a little bit of an explorable area again, just a little bit bigger? And like, how would you guys like feel about that if we did?
I'm
get
always
that?
down for more lore. Like one of my favorite things about D2 is how like everything's important. Like there isn't a single thing that isn't important in this game when it comes to like the lore wise. And you might not like all of it, but there's something for everyone. So even if I'm not a main PvPer, like I would love to like experience for like the first time with the gang, like wow, I actually made it to the lighthouse with the homies. We sweated out, you know, my weekend. I feel fulfilled. My bitch already left me, but at least I got the homies. Gang. When she asked where you at, I'm just hanging out with the homies. You know what I mean? At the lighthouse doing things like that's always fun to like have. And you know, the most important thing is like you could balance things for like general like neutrality where everything's zero, nothing's more OP than something else. But I'd rather the game be more balanced around fun, especially when it comes to PvP, people having options, because, you know, options is always fun. and you don't want to get stuck. Yeah,
And
you don't want mindbender spare rations or freaking last word spare last word mindbenders. Which, by the way, yep.
Last word spare ration. That's a good. That's a good.
Don't worry,
Blazing.
It's going to get changed. So here's the shot. Here's the actual change to the shotguns, right? So one issue we've been waiting to fix for shotguns again was an oddity with our aim assist system. Works with weapons that don't care much about precision damage. As an example, shotguns at a certain distance between players, the aim assist will prioritize the head, causing the entire spread to deviate from the center of mass to make the player miss out on a kill. With the issue out of the way, we made the adjustments to shotguns to give their weapons a little more time to react. So target acquisition for non-slug shotguns have been adjusted to no longer account for precision locations. Previously, target acquisition could cause the player spread to deviate from the intended aim vector and causing most of the spread to miss. Cone angle is not adjusted on a per sub archetype basis and is no longer adjusted by the range stat. So your range isn't going to affect how far the cone actually goes. Damn. So Prophet of Doom is no longer going to be like OP and whatever. And yes, but we no longer have to deal with max range Prophet of Doom, which, you know, I don't really care because you rarely see that. You more see mindbenders. Yeah. But
you see a lot more mindbenders because that
quick draw, but like as an alternative, you would run Prophet. So and then aiming down sights no longer adjusts effective range for this weapon archetype, so you don't get bonus range from ADSing, which is always good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now I'm just thinking about like the exotics that we have at the moment. What ones would you probably bring into things like
you already
trials?
know what I'm running.
Because
but I'll give you my top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, like because my top 3 at the moment would be Thorn, Vigilance. It's in between because I would either run Chaperone or Suros, because Shappy's gonna be good against the shotgun apes. Suros is gonna be good against any ape, but not the shotgun apes. Just any ape other than the shotgun ape, because that wind-up perk's not gonna save you when you have a dude that's literally 2 meters.
Not unless they're already pre-firing it, which it goes underrated. There's a lot. What I've noticed actually is a lot of people don't pre-fire around corners, especially if you know someone's there. And with Cyril's regime, like once you get half the mag, like you get the bonus damage on top of them. So. Yeah.
And because we will have that extra bonus damage that we get with the buffs. So either Suros or Hardlight is going to be quite good. Depending on how good you are with Hardlight, because the extra damage added in with the extra precision damage that it's getting given, it's probably going to be able to 3-hit behind walls if you can reflect it correctly with a headshot. Which is it's gonna be scary because you're not gonna be able to hit them. It's literally gonna be a laser light show. It's gonna be like a Skrillex concert.
I love it.
To be honest.
You already know it's time. So at least for me, I would also be bringing what is it, Vigilance Wing, and number 2 is probably Outbreak. Outbreak is definitely coming back in a big way. That's my prediction. Outbreak is coming back in a big way next season.
I love the ornament. The ornament that I've seen is really nice.
The Trials one is awesome. That'd be a great reward to get once you go flawless. And one of the reasons why I think Outbreak will be like really good is because Trials is like elimination where you have to revive people, and just being able to deny an area for like a whole 10-15 seconds with Siva spread can like really set you up to punish enemy teams for not playing correctly. So and I think I honestly think Jotuns is coming back next season. Yep. Jotuns has fell by the wayside.
Blazing's getting Vietnam flashbacks at this point.
Yo, why do you think I'm so quiet right now?
He He just hears the toaster charging up, and he's already.
Hey, like, only reason
Can't
Jotuns isn't
toast
being
no more
used
in the
is because
morning,
of
bro.
freaking. Is because of power creep. Literally, power creep is the only reason Jotuns isn't being used. Like even when Mindbenders was out, like in the Nightfall, like people were still using Jotuns over a lot of the stuff in their inventory. So Jotuns is coming back, Outlast is coming back, and Vigilance Swings. So we got 2 Vigilance Swings in Outlast, Shappy and Cyril's Regime. What about you, Blazign? What you got here, buddy?
Well, let me tell you about this cool new thing sweeping the nation called the Lumina.
Bro, okay, tell us about Luna, dog. I'm with it.
Yo, Lumina, bro.
Yeah.
Noble rounds, bro. Alright, hear me out, right? You out here playing trials. Are your team about to die? Bro, noble round.
Yeah.
Boom. He living.
Yeah.
And he doing more damage.
So technically a mini well inside of.
So basically you run like middle tree, freaking
Warlock?
What's that thing called?
Gauntlet.
That one. Yeah. And then you got 2 heals.
Yeah.
3 if you count the rift.
Important.
Bro, you just
4 if you count the ultimate.
Exactly. So you don't die.
I mean, true. But
True.
wait, hold on. Don't you need to get a kill to use the Lumina? Yeah.
Yep, you have to get a kill with the gun.
Well, you don't have to get the kill.
I'm pretty sure
You do.
No. I use the Lumina enough to
Hey,
know that
if he's the
don't
Lumina
die.
expert, I'm gonna let him be. I'm gonna let him keep going.
Yeah. I'm just not gonna trust him in a trial situation.
Yo,
where
see,
I'm
like
yeah,
when I hold you with that noble round,
Yo,
bro,
because doesn't the
then you
Noble
go
Round
on-
also
then
give you
go
bonus
like, yo.
damage? Hold on, let me check this out.
It
It
also
tracks.
what? It
Hold on,
tracks.
I'm pulling up Lumina right now. Alright,
Yeah.
so here's what we got. Noble Rounds. Kills with this weapon leave behind remnants. Absorbing the remnant converts
Kills.
your next hip fire shot into an ally-seeking Noble Round that partially refills the magazine. Blessing of the Sky. Using a Noble Round on an ally heals them and grants both you and them a weapon damage bonus for a short duration. Now, Lumina has the same rate of fire as Rose, so if you're good with Rose, you'll be good with Lumina.
And Thorn, but Thorn has just extra damage because it has the tick. But the other thing is that with Middle Tree Warlock, doesn't it have a perk where if you give a buff to an ally,
and
Your
that
cooldown
it
goes
means
faster.
any
Yeah,
buff,
exactly.
including
Counter the
rebuff.
buff.
bro, Blazing's gonna be big brain if you can get a kill
I
with a hand.
told you. Lumina's the move.
Yeah, but he has to get the kill with the hand cannon, and then it starts.
No, because assists also count.
Does it count?
Do they?
Okay. If it counts,
No,
then
I'm pretty
that's
sure-
fine.
No, because
Because either way, like having a good support player on a team is really decent to have. Like if Blazing playing support, you got Monk on frag and you on frag, Wolfy. Like that's a pretty decent team. Wolfy, you just gotta learn how to work with your team.
because you. Yeah, because I
You're just like,
I
yeah,
just rush.
fuck my teammates.
Sucably at, and I just hit you with that hip fire Nova round, bro.
I'm practically the 2020 version of Leroy Jenkins, dude. Like, just run in, try to get as many kills as I can before I can die.
See, Lumina, bro, it's the meta.
I mean, I do have like that what's it called? That mentality of, because I used to play Titan and now I play Fragile Little Hunter. I used to play Titan and I'd be able to shoulder charge with Dune Marches
Getting a
and
buff.
electrocute, shotgun. That's two. Yeah, I mean the range of the shock is going to be. It's gonna be massive because if you go bottom top tree Titan, sorry, Arc Titan, you go in there, you melee one of them, and like, so for example, Distant Shore or whatever it is, the map that came back from Venus to now Nessus. That little room between, I think it's B flag and it would be B flag and A flag. That little room in there with all the Vex particles. If that's a whole 3 team in there, you shoulder charge one of them, you kill the other, the electric shock is still gonna go after them, and they're gonna be weak for an extra punch. And even if you do hit another punch, it's going to electrocute, which should be...
Yeah.
Whew.
It'll be interesting.
gonna
So,
be
Blazing,
quite
alright,
spicy.
continue. You got Luminas?
Lumina-
So only
Lumina's all I
Luminas,
need.
alright.
No, but probably like in Lumina.
Oh,
and
you,
Crimson.
bro, you should say no more. You know I'm the Crimson Master.
Yeah, you
Mainly
gotta
because
call that a
like
bomb.
I just think that like anything that gets health
Mhm.
regen is just gonna really.
Well, that's personally why I run Devour over Attunement of Chaos on my Void Warlock. Only because like if you, and we don't know the patch yet, but they did say they're buffing the other classes on Warlock. So if freaking Void Devour gets damage mitigation while Devour's up, which we hope to God it doesn't, like being able to just pop around the corner, Devour, get mitigation, alleged mitigation, and then coming back out and beating the shit out of somebody is like worth it 1,000 times.
You could technically use Controverse Hold and be 20% more invincible as you're charging up the Devour as well. So that's like what I'm torn between. Am I gonna play Titan or Warlock? If I play Hunter, I'm just going to. I'm not gonna enjoy myself. I enjoy myself on Warlock a lot more than I do on Hunter, and same with that on Titan. Because, one time Eyes called me out on how much of a hypocrite I was because I was playing Hunter and I was like, oh, these are brain dead Titans. I go into Titan, I instantly lock in shoulder charge with, I can't even remember what it was. The helmet that rejects your shoulder charge.
It do be hidden different.
The not helmet of the most light because that's not in the game.
Whichever one it is, we'll figure it out later.
Insurmountable Skullfort. Insurmountable Skullfort. That's it. Using that and Mind Benders, bum rushing, getting triple kills with a shoulder charge. Yeah. So I enjoyed myself then, but now I don't even know what to go on Titan because I'm just so out of it.
Because you don't have one eye
To be
mask
fair,
anymore.
it's a really good change.
Oh no, yeah, it's a really good change. The overshield on it is going to be a little bit of a worry, but no damage.
Well, the
and
overshield
no
is
health
going
regen.
down for like going down to 6 seconds instead of 8. So
yeah, and it's no longer seen through walls. It's going to be like foe tracer,
which is always good.
Well, actually, no, it's going to be
Because
foe tracer.
the other helmet that does that like target highlights enemy is the Eye of Another World, which is the year 1 helmet, which is the useless exotic and most useless exotic in the game, at least one of them for armor at least. But that if you've ever used Eye of Another World, that's basically how the Titan helmet is gonna track people. So, all right.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on Trials? Anything else before we move on?
Borealis is about
Borealis
to be out here.
is still
Come on,
garbage and will always be garbage. Borealis
Yeah,
is
keep
one
that
of
back right
the
now.
worst exotics in the game. It is useless. It might be trying its best, but it's still useless.
It's
I
like
completely agree.
it's like the neglected child of Destiny. It was a PS4 exclusive.
That came out with the
bro,
Catalyst
it's gonna
as soon as it
pull
came.
on,
It was available to everyone, which I grinded for, and I was
Yep.
like, wow, I can't wait to get extra 3 bullets. And I'm just like, I found Izanagi's, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm never using this shit ever again.
It's a
I'm
nog.
like,
I'll literally never use this gun ever again.
But like, also, yeah, just Trials is like Trials. I am a little bit worried about because like all these new changes and things like that. But I think when we all settle down and like the meta has like solidated its or solidified, sorry, I should say. It's like its place there, and like we have a set. Well, not a rule set, because everything's gonna be chaotic in the first
2 weeks. Week 3, week 4, it might calm down some more, but definitely first 2 weeks is gonna be nuts.
The first 2 weeks are gonna be absolutely crazy with new content, patches, things like that coming in and out of the game, and
The
reworks like
Sanguine
that,
armor
that
rework.
Warlock chest piece. Yeah, that's gonna be nutty, especially in like raids and even horde modes, everything.
Which is awesome. I think for me, I'm just excited to see new builds. You guys know I'm always the meme to damage ratio guy, and like I'll just do some random bullshit and make it work, because a lot of, especially since a lot of the D1 guns are still good. Not the D1, the guns from year 1 and D2 are still good, and they get overshadowed. People get surprised by how much damage the Vigilance Wing does, and they get slapped right in the throat.
Yeah, I feel like Vigilance Wing's gonna be really good in trials.
Hey, I gotta.
Yeah, empowering last person
Wolfie
alive
knows,
in trials. That's going to be
last night when we were running a limbs with Rez, I got a 3-man clutch with Vigilance Wing and Devour.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it was nuts. Whew. All right, so that's us completing our segment on trials. We'll be moving on to my topic, which originally I was gonna try and talk about power creep, but like with all the new news that's coming out and all the changes that are coming out in Season of the Worthy. I don't know if I mentioned that at the start. The name of the new season. But with all the changes in Season of the Worthy, like I really wanted to take the time to just like talk about all the new stuff, because this season is starting to look like it's going to be really crazy. For those of you who don't know, the new storyline, or as the storyline progresses, we are now dealing with the Almighty drifting and soon crashing into the last city on Earth, which would be devastating if that were to go off. And we have to call in the help from an old friend that a certain boomer warlock is pissed at.
Rah, Rasputin.
Which is what I've changed my Discord
So
name.
there's like a lot. Hold on, because I have my notepad in here. So we got a new public event called the Seraph Towers. Thank you. Maximo Law sectors are coming in. We got new exotics. We got the 4 Horsemen coming back, which might actually be kind of crazy in trials. We got the new auto rifle, Tommy's matchbook. I think Wolfie, you mentioned that one of the exotics that they showed in the trailer was Sepix, Valis to Ark's
Valis to
nice,
Ark's,
which is cool.
Minigun.
That's kind of fire.
I just hope that it's not going to be a strike exclusive and it's actually going to be an exotic with its own separate perks. Like, I would love it to be, I would love to be like an ability where when you melee with it, it has like an empowered melee. So like, if you have it equipped, you melee with it, it has like an empowered melee that launches people back. Kind of like what Valis to Ark did if you tried to rush him with a fourth horseman. But that's just my input.
Well, your input is valued here. So what else we got? We got the new artifact, the Warmind Kanjali. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and I feel like I'm gonna get canceled for that. But you know what? Let's just go for it. Which is basically this seasonal artifact, new sword, looks fucking sick. We got new ornaments, we got the Ruski Hunters, Hidden Chamber Warlocks, and the Transformer Titans in here. And we got Seraph Towers active on launch trials on the 13th, which is that Friday. Legendary Sector, Lost Sectors on launch. The Guardian Games, which is basically the Guardian Olympics, that's coming out. And then we got new Legendary Lost Sectors in April. Now that's just a rundown.
We already know who's gonna win that high jump, though.
So,
Warlocks. Stompy
and
type
they're actually
hunters.
changing Stompies, I'm pretty sure too. So that's just like the general rundown. But there's a lot of changes that is coming to D2 on the 10th. So, which again, Wolfie. Here's what I'll say. Izanagi's is not getting nerfed, right? I'll die on this sword. This is forever the truth. the damage, of course, is gonna hurt. The damage reduction, of course, is gonna hurt Izanagi's. But changing the perk from outlaw to no distractions ends up being a lot better solely because you're really only using Izanagi's for DPS. And not being able to get flinched by like random mobs that might have been left alive during the DPS phase means more damage, means you have more time to do damage, and you don't have to worry about like outside influences to fuck up a third phase in rage, and then you just wipe and the whole team has to go to bed because it's 4:30 in the morning and everybody hates each other.
It's 4 a.m., Mom.
Son, if you don't turn that shit off, I'll come up there. So there's like a lot of stuff. So where do you guys want to begin? Because I like these exotic changes are pretty fucking nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
Lumina
There's
buff.
a lot of-
Gang.
To be honest, I'm not even gonna touch most of the exotics because there is a lot of them, and if we touch on all of them, I think we're gonna be here until like,
It's all right. Like, you know, we're just vibing here.
yeah. But like one thing I would like to talk about is there has been no hint to a raid whatsoever. Which I do understand that the primary focus would be trials, and there's a lot of resources that have to go into that. But going into the era of where we had the season of the Drifter and literally didn't have a raid for that, and it was kind of like, oh, we have Gambit Prime, and because like they're solely responding on that they better like not fuck up trials, which obviously they have put a lot of time and effort into trials. But if it backfires, what do they have to go on for endgame? Because even though that there's the Pinnacle Strikes and the new Seraph game mode thing that we were talking about before, there's the fact that how is that going to go into like hand in hand with if trials doesn't go the way it was planned, how is it going to like go? How's Bungie going to go into like a plan B because they haven't teased to a raid yet?
I'm not normally sure
And,
if
like,
they tease raids at like even during like last year in the Black Armory, if they teased a raid at all. Do you remember, Wolfy?
I can't remember Black Armory because I stopped playing in Warmind, played a bit of Forsaken, then stopped.
Warmind was garbage.
Warmind was garbage.
Hey,
I'll agree with that.
It was the turning point for Bungie. They knew that something was going wrong and they turned it around. That's the start of where they started turning things around with patches, fixing Crucible and things like that. But I think that because last time we had a raid was Garden of Salvation, which was a 4 encounter raid. Yeah, 4 encounters.
It's a lot shorter raid, but there's Garden of Salvation. I would say takes a lot more brain power than some of the other raids in the game, because there's a lot of things that you have to account for that if you fuck it up, like you kind of get screwed over, like shooting the eyes out per se, or like making sure the goblins don't sacrifice to the thingamajiggies.
It's just Vlog 2.0. That's all it is.
Yeah. But like that raid, I want another King's Fall. If we can get another one in this, like, because we had Last Wish, which Last Wish was. I still love Last Wish. It doesn't get old for me. And even if I went back to D1, or they recycled all the old raids back in, I would do King's Fall every week because King's Fall was so good, and the transitions between encounters and like, you know, you had to do the ship jumping puzzle, which, oh my god, that was amazing. That was peak Bungie performance, and I feel like they can do it again for maybe not this time, but the last season of this year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I would love for Bungie to actually be able to pull off another Last Wish King's Fall-ish.
So
raid.
here's one thing I'll say about
like,
that. Now, on your point that what if Trials flops, Bungie has come out and said that they are willing to, like, this time around, especially when it comes to Trials, they're being a lot more on the nose about stuff. Like, as soon as, like, the community like says something or mentions something that would make Trials better, they're gonna work on patches to patch it in or fix it and do stuff. And it might take a couple weeks to, because of course it has to get certified and shit. But they're deliberately being more conscious and deliberately being trying to, like, fix all the, I wouldn't say all the problems, but they're trying to, like, just redesign just PvP in general, because a lot of people who play this game who don't really like PvE stuff, but they play so that they can get guns just to jump into Crucible, like, those people for a long time have been alienated. And I also agree that there should be a raid with that. And you also have to consider that especially in season and last year, while Bungie was still backed by Activision, they were able to actually outsource 2 of the raids. So I think it was what is it? The Spire was one of the ones that got outsourced, and I definitely think the Fallen one, Scourge of the Past, was one that got outsourced as well. So Bungie themselves didn't actually design that. There was a outside studio that designed that for Bungie. So with that not being, like, implemented, or, like, that not being in place, raids will be rarer. Like, of course there'll be one at the start of the with every expansion in, like, September or whenever. But when they do come out, it just makes them that much more special. So
Sure.
what about you, Blaze? What you think, big homie?
Sure.
This
That's not an answer, but all right, we'll take it for right now.
He's not too fussed on the idea, I guess.
Neither am I, really. Like, if there's a raid, if there's not, all right. If there's a raid, great. If there's not, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to freaking like Bungie. Like, Bungie, I don't have any faith in them.
I actually give them a lot of benefit of the doubt, not because this is my favorite game, but, like, one thing that I always admire about Bungie is, like, their willingness to be just transparent and admit when they're wrong. Like, especially with the Lord of Wolf changes, they tried their best to, like, oh yeah, let's just, like, readjust it, and they broke it, and then they finally were like, oh yeah, we fucked this up. We're sorry about that. Don't worry, it's dead next season. Fuck that gun.
It's like the meme, just clicking the enter key, upgrade, fuck, go back. But, like, the fact is that it's like a year between each time that they go fuck.
Somehow it keeps getting buffed, like, every time they go back.
Yeah. Like, for example, the Catalyst, like, that was a huge change to Lord of Wolves, with the reload buff, being able to reload it in 0.9 seconds or whatever the hell it was, and go, it kind of like an M1 Garand, just that ting at the end, and then yep. But, like, yeah, it does seem to keep getting buffed.
It's officially dead now.
I think
it is
this
officially
season it'll
dead.
be dead.
If you ain't chonky,
it's like that spider that doesn't die with all the fucking.
If you ain't chonky,
it's
the one on the Tangled Shore.
Yeah, that him. Basically, Spider from Tangled Shore is the only one that's dying in Lord of Wolves at this point.
He's got a Galahorn, and I'm pissed.
Do you know if we've ever had an exotic rework, like, in the entire lifespan of this game? Rework.
An exotic what? Next season we will
so
have
that's pretty big, because, like, this game has been out for 7 years almost. Yeah, franchise itself has been out for 7 years, and there has never been an exotic rework, and this shit is broken. Like,
there has been archetype reworks before, but not full-on exotic perks being changed.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the Sanguine Alchemy, which is the Warlock chess piece introduced in the Warmind, which, as of right now, pre-patch, if you're in an Empowering Rift, you can track people through walls. And in the new season, its new perk, Blood Magic, allows the word to pause the cooldown timer of any rift they're standing in. Now, that doesn't say rift that they create. Any rift that they're standing in. And by getting weapon kills extends the duration of the rift. So, that, you know what's a rift? Well, it's a rift. You know what's a rift? Bottom Tree Arc Soul with extended duration. Times 2.
You know what else is Arc Soul?
Yeah, so
get away
like,
artists.
I'm not gonna lie, this Sanguine Alchemy is gonna be fucking broken.
It'll probably be the new it'll be probably the new Lunifications.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no cap, it will probably be that, because damn,
that is a hefty change. It's not even a buff. It's just a rework, which is
True.
First of all, thank you Bungie for like doing something with a useless ass exotic that's pretty ass.
I mean, apart from Kami Cakes who used it.
Yeah,
quite
but
well.
of course there's always outliers to, because people will be really good with like really technically bad weapons, but they'll pop off with them because they've mastered that weapon. It's kind of like Le Monarque, which is like a high skill cap weapon, but no one uses it because, you know, no one likes that shit. But I like it. But if you master that gun, like you just shit on everything. Like you actually just like open up the toilet and you just shit on everything. And not only that, the Virtue's Brow is also getting reworked, which is another useless Warmind exotic.
I don't even know. Oh wait, is that the hive type?
It might be. Yeah, it's the one that looks like you have a pebble on your face. So it gives you.
Yep, I know.
All right. So let me just read this right quick. The buff provided by this exotic now increases your grenade damage by 10% per stack. So you know, top tree Voidwalker on Warlocks with the super grenade is gonna be nuts.
Or
handheld, which is got nerfed, but if you're a better player, you might be doing better with the new handheld supernova changes. And the buff to ally grenade recharge now kicks in as soon as you cast your grenade. So I'm pretty sure what it does right now is when you use your special or get a kill with your special, it increases the rate of your ally's grenade recharge. But if you get special kills, it also, what it'll now do would also increase your own grenade damage, which is kind of sick. And then this exotic provides a text to currently let you know how many teammates are being buffed by your grenade charge. So that's pretty dope. You know what else is getting changed? One-Eyed Bass, the infamous best item on Titan. Not anymore. The day has come. The day has come. So, One-Eyed Bass, targeting marker. We talked about this earlier in our trials conversation, but we'll just bring it up again so you got the official patch notes for this shitty ass exotic now.
The official Choo Choo on the moon.
The official take. Official launch. Alright, so the targeting marker on this exotic has been replaced with target highlighting, much like I mentioned the Eye of Another World on Warlocks. The no longer provides a damage bonus when defeating your marked target. Alright, so if you pop somebody with One-Eyed Mask or you hit them once, they don't get that bonus damage and they can just hide around the corner, regen, and just beat the shit out of you again. And and last but not least, restored the overshield since the damage got taken off, but reduced the overshield from 8 seconds down to 6 seconds. And I'm not talking about the rapper.
That's a good rap.
So that's, of course, you've also mentioned the new Doom marches being changed, where they increasing the radius from 12 to 20. So that's also good.
Yeah. That's gonna be the new arc where you throw a nade into a room and, well, you kind of just knee someone in the face into a room full of other people. You die and you just watch them get electrocuted to death, because that thing never ends unless they all split up.
Which is good. Again, I'm always in favor of more options. The more options you have, like the more diversity you can have in your builds, is great. Which is what my favorite part about this game. Like building triple grenade launchers with no fighting lion in a raid. Fantastic.
Yeah, you did that in Garden.
So what else there? I think for the one thing for hunters, because I want to cover a little bit about everything. Orpheus rig, you could at most you'll get in a single shot from the most you'll get from a single shot of your super is 50%. And the other thing is Kepri's Sting is getting a bonus in damage. It is now all smokes apply 150% damage. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the smoke does like 12 or 13 damage, and 115% increases the smoke damage to about 18 per tick. And the slow also smokes and disorients, and you don't have a map while in smoke. So pretty nuts if you ask me. And of course, what else we got here? Osiris Stompies and the Assassin's Crawl, the invisibility and hit cow. Thank you. Cow with an L. The invisibility and healing effect now triggers on powered melee both against combatants and guardians and finishers. The duration of the invisibility granted by this exotic is based on the tier of enemy defeated, and Arc Staff no longer procs this perk. Good change. Good changes.
I wasn't even aware that Arc Staff could actually proc it.
Yeah, it's probably off the, like, you just left click or right click and you just kill somebody. It's like, oh yeah, let me regen all my goddamn health. Because, that's fun. Like, one of the things is, like, I'm glad they're taking out a lot of the frustration factor in the game. Because one of my favorite streamers, who I won't plug on this podcast, like, his a lot of, like, his points when it comes to balancing is, like, more fun, less frustration. So if you could find a way to balance that, where, like, a lot of the changes, and, like, a lot of changes so far do look pretty fun, and I can't wait to use them on Tuesday. Wednesday for
Wednesday
you.
For me.
A lot of these changes don't actually, like, inherently break the game, except for, like, Sanguines probably. But, like, you're not really gonna use Sanguines in PvP. And then the other changes are, well, maybe. Technically speaking, you extend the duration of we don't know about how long, but if it's anything like Necrotos' Sin.
Was Blazing our Warlock fame.
Did I hear Lumina
that's
main?
like, it's perfect for Blazing. But yeah, like,
honestly, my thoughts on the upcoming change. I think these changes are good. The best update in a while.
Why do you think they're good, Blazing? Expound upon your point so we know, so the viewers know what's going on.
Well, here's the reason. Because it's no longer the same basic ass bitch shit that happened in D1, right? Because we did this exact same situation.
That's like closer to, like, end of D1, like right before D2 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this problem still happened, and I'm glad they're at least making the effort now of going to fully, like, engage with the community and fix it.
Which credit to Bungie, they've always done that, but, like, I think even more so now because of, like, D2. I think D2, because D2 moved to PC, it ends up being a lot more popular than it was on PlayStation, especially with it going free to play, which, you know, is a godsend, because I love having new players in this game. They constantly feed the population, and another thing is like not having to worry about like people having to pay for content, especially that they might not want to play, just so that they can play with you.
Right.
So making like all of year one stuff, even if it was as free, they can experience raid layers. They can experience they can get a decent amount of exotics as well, because those aren't expansion exclusive. So all of it is. I honestly think if they changed it, which they probably never will, but if they changed it so that like D2 was like PC exclusively, the game would just like take off. Like it will honestly just take off.
But then it would have the same problems as what the Halo franchise technically has, because you have people that, and I have experience from this, because Jesus, getting a PC for me took sheer willpower, because the amount of money it is for just a PC that can run the amount of particles D2 has, like my PC, like I'm running my D2 on lowest frames ever, and I still get frame drops to this day. And I can still play the game, but the amount of frames, it's a very demanding game for frames. And like my friends at school, they go, hey, so I can't wait to get a PC and get all these frames, get all these frames and be able to play D2 with you. And I go, okay, so let me look at your parts. And they show me like worse parts than mine on my PC. I go, you're not gonna be able to run D2 on that. The best you're gonna be able to run is League. And
that's the only game you need.
We're not doing that. But like that's like why I said that it would probably never happen. But like I think of it more so like CS:GO, where a lot of the community is on PC, and because a lot of the community is on PC, like a lot of more patches could come out, things could get patched out, things could get patched in, which is why like test servers and stuff on PC are always useful, which you can't really get with this kind of game. I understand what they were trying to do with Crucible Labs, but you know, that's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But again, like these being able to be more accessible to people, so like people who are starting new in this new expansion don't get frustrated by someone with one-eyed mask just one-shotting them from across the map, is a good change. One of the things that I'm excited for is just like the new exotics that come with the season pass. Like the new Tommy's Matchfire looks freaking awesome. Like freaking
first 900 RPM auto rifle. So that thing I feel like is gonna be a new recluse, depending on the perks, which I have not.
But you gotta remember, even if it is new recluse, it does cost you your exotic slot, so you can't run other shenanigans like, I don't know, what, like Thorn or fucking something else. I'm pretty sure it's I'm speculating from just the name Tommy's Matchbook. It's probably gonna be a solar auto rifle, if I had to guess.
And if it was, I'm running it with my Revoker.
To say, one thing we should also mention is like a lot of exotics in general are getting buffed, because they're next patch, next season, they're being rolled with higher overall stats. So farming like Nightfalls and shit like that is actually gonna be more valuable to get like max rolls on fucking Asphidian Aspect, which by the way is cracked. That shit is broken as fuck. Or being able to farm like a good roll on a Sanguine's armor is gonna be worth it. Like it just makes changes like that is what makes the game doing activities in the game more valuable, which increases the replay value, because even if I've completed my weekly, got my pinnacle and shit, I might sit for 3-4 hours and just try and grind out nightfalls to get high drops on my fucking on exotic armor.
Yeah. And like that's also the other thing I want to tie into is with high end like game modes, aka we're going back to this again, trials, being flawless. Now, I want to know, will the stats be different in that to normal
legendary
things?
rolls are also getting buffed. Like you'll still get some of the rolls that we have now, but overall they're for, I think it says, let's see. It says legendary armor now has improved chance of receiving higher overall stats, though low rolls will still be present. So you can get like super high stats on your exotic weapons and shit in general, but there still is the possibility for low rolls. And I think in general pinnacle armor comes at higher stat rolls, but like they can get even higher with the new change.
Can't wait to see 100 recovery, 100 mobility.
No. What you need is 100 recovery, 100 discipline warlock with fucking devour. You're just like running around doing all kinds of crazy bullshit because devour is broken, and no one mentioned it to Bungie so that they don't nerf it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, just
keep it on the down low, like it's fitting an aspect, because that shit's broken too.
And because aren't those getting a buff?
So
like
the
a
buff to it is,
well?
it might not sound like anything big, but you get the bonus extended range, even if your melee ability is on cooldown. So like you can run, technically you can run, if you're running mid tree, the bloom effect on your melee attack with the bonus range, because warlocks are also getting a range buff on their melees to 5.5, I think it is, which is which with its fitting aspect, I think it'll bump it up with the extended range. You get up to, it's either from range 8.5 to about 10.5. I'm not sure if it's a full double.
That shotgun ape is gonna be very happy. That one shotgun warlock ape is
it's
very
freaking
happy.
nuts. Even now, like the amount of range that you get now. And then one of the things that like I've started to notice, if you run Devour with its fitting aspects, because Devour only takes up the charge once you eat somebody, you always have that range effect in PvP. You always have it. So now you can run other stuff and have the bonus range and not really have to worry about like manage your cooldowns that way, which gives you more options. You can play a different tree now. Option.
So Blazing, what's your intake on like the specific warlock armor buffs?
Hear me out, right?
The melee.
I'm gonna be meleeing you across the
basically, yeah.
And that's all you need to understand. I'm about to be sliding, and then you won't be like, yo, he all the way over there, she can't melee me. All of a sudden,
bang bang.
I'm like, nothing
Oh my, what a shindu.
Snap your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a moment where I use the stones to destroy the meta. But yeah, no, like again, I'm thinking that warlocks are going to be very, very good in how they do close quarters, because even though it's longer range, just think about it. If you have someone running away from you, and he's 8 meters away from you, you melee, you fly at them, and yeah, it's going to be very good.
One
for
thing
that,
else,
but,
is like with the extended melee, the extended buff to the melee range in general, the normal one, people can't just like jump over you as much, and you can actually reach them with your melee.
Yeah, you're no longer a T-Rex with an explosion at the end of your finger. But like, I saw a meme before, and it's just, it's like it's the TWAB for the patch notes, just from 1 meter to 5 meters, and then it's just the warlock holding the ball five hands away from where it normally was.
Jesus Christ.
So
I think we talked about this yesterday. because I asked you, like, because for me personally, what I've observed over the years of playing this game is that like Warlock is probably one of the least played classes, like as a main class. For me, in my experience, it seems like one of the lowest played classes.
That is the same with me, and I don't play Warlock that often. I play Hunter and Titan because I find that I perform better with those two. Because Titan, we don't have to go much into Titan. Punchy, shooty. And Hunters are like jumpy, shooty, melee, throw knife.
Oh wait, hold on. Dodgy, gotta go.
Dodgy.
Talk to you later, friend.
The man with the golden gun.
The man with the broken ass gun.
So, what were you gonna say, Wolfie, about Warlocks?
Yeah, I think Warlocks are gonna get a lot more playtime
Especially
now.
with those buffs.
Because
Please don't read patch notes. What are you talking about?
I mean,
not many people.
so,
but...
like it's probably, and wow, this guy just died. This is probably like an underrated, underpicked class, of course. And I think you said, like, you read an article where people who made Warlock are probably like the highest skilled players. And I've been playing Warlock for like 7 years, or six. So I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I do feel like when I do have the experience, like when I do outplay someone, like perfectly, like use the rift properly, use like the pocket landfall if you're running bottom tree fucking arc Warlock, like using that stuff is like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I was thick and thin through D1. I was a Warlock main, and I think, ironically, Warlocks are coming back they're like coming back into the same season that Trials is getting released again, and not to mention way back, we're talking House of Wolves days. Warlock was so good because one, self-res was a thing. Nova Bomb
had the added benefit of
else.
both Devour and Chaos attunement.
Yeah, and
which we could talk about on another pod.
This
like,
is going to be.
I think D2, even if the skill trees don't seem as like they have as many options as D1 skill trees, the D2 skill trees are 100% better and give you more options in your like style of play. But we'll leave that for a different pod.
Yeah. So Blazign,
What you want, ho?
What's on your mind? You're a resident black man.
What's on my mind? Top 10 anime
Oh
waifus.
no,
Number
not
9.
like this.
You forgot 10. You forgot 10, dude.
Bro, he is
okay.
number 10, that's why.
Exactly. Like, come on, it's implied.
He's a 10, bro. He's a 10.
Alright.
Wow. Wait. You know, Choo Choo the moon and all that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait,
yes.
is it my turn?
Well, okay, hold on. We'll give you an
Yes.
opportunity to collect your thoughts. All right. So wrapping up the new seasonal changes, Trials, awesome. New changes to exotics, awesome. More options and more fun, always a good time. And just like excited for new season, excited for like new stuff to drop. And I can't wait to just because you know what else is coming through? We didn't mention this. All of the mods, seasonal mods, are universal now. And then there'll be new mods coming out, so now we can actually... Hopefully Charge of Light gets a buff, so people will actually start running that, because Charge of Light actually... I used that in our last run of Garden of Salvation, where I ran triple shotguns, and I was having a blast using Charge with Light to buff up you guys, so you can do extra damage.
Yeah. But the damage on the weapons with that one perk is just ass. It's just so bad.
What makes a difference is if you have double stack of Charge with Light within his Izanagi's and you're doing DPS, it actually increases your damage by like close to like 25% on any boss, as long as you don't kill anything with it. And it's pretty easy to get if you have the perk where generating orbs of light gives you Charge with Light. So that's just I can't wait. Hopefully we get a chance to use Charger Light next season, because it's super fun and an interesting mechanic in the game. All right,
Yeah.
Blazing, what do you got? We wrapped up trials. We wrapped up freaking new seasonal stuff, all the patches and junk.
Oh, he knew I wasn't gonna talk about Destiny. That's why he did this. He knew. He knew.
Our resident man, Blazing, what you got for us, homie?
I want you to take a
Narrow
wild
Souls
guess what I'm
dies.
gonna talk about. Good guess, but no.
Damn it.
As much of a talk, as much of a rant.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say that entire rant is like just mood. I felt that.
He'll go into like the surface area of her thighs and the mathematics
He
between
said,
it.
"Damn, I've never gotten
science
so horny
behind
from
it."
math before."
Never got so horny from pixels in my life.
Slurping intensifies.
No, so what will it be, Blazing?
No, take a guess, Wolfie. What do you think?
Probably League.
Ha! Joke's on you. It's Pokemon
All right,
Mystery
our review of
Dungeon.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
What?
I'm not giving a review. It's actually just about the releases that are up and coming, and also The Last of Us on HBO.
Wait, like the game Last of Us is getting an HBO.
They're making the show
Oh,
on
word?
The Last of Us, the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, Blazy, take it away, dude.
And Ellie's still gay in it. Ellie
Let's
is
go.
still gay.
I love
Let's
women empowerment.
Go. But apparently,
Let's do it.
I need to see where it picks up at. I don't know if it does it like from the start.
Bro, you dead ass had
Or
like an
not.
hour and 15 minutes to find this shit.
Oh, I did, but did I?
But
Nope.
that's why we pay you the big bucks.
Damn right.
All right,
bro.
while you look for that, tell us about like
So, like, we don't
some of
have
this
too
other
much
shit
information on that
that's
tab.
going on.
Yo, it's on the other shit, bro. Bro, have you watched The Witcher, bro?
Yes, all
Yes.
three of us have watched it.
That shit
I
is
bought
lit.
all the books just because like the author is so good.
Yes.
What's his
And if you're
name?
listening right now and you haven't played any of the Witcher games, I don't even care if you played the other two. You need to play Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Play Witcher 3.
It's so good.
And if you have Monster Hunter Worlds, there's a special event that you can go through, which is really nice.
Stop. We're not here to sponsor that game. That's the Antichrist.
Sorry, what?
Oh wait, y'all
What?
say
Huh?
something?
Huh?
This
y'all
podcast is
hear
not
something? What?
sponsored by anything. But if Aquafina, you want to come through and give your boys like 30 packs of water, like I'd appreciate it. Hydration.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. There's supposed to be the sequel comes out
Yeah.
in May.
Last
Wait,
of Us.
what?
Last
Sequel
of
to
Us
what?
2 drops
The
in
Last
May.
of Us.
Yeah.
It comes out in May,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
bro.
I know a girl that's counting it down.
Yeah. She
Ellie's
is.
gay. Yo, I don't know how much y'all know about for all you bitches out there who haven't played The
Thanks
Last
for
of Us
alienating our audience. I appreciate
all
it.
the way through. Alright.
I know someone that is a huge fan of The Last of Us. Like she does art and things like that of The Last of Us, and that's like she's getting blessed here with that, and
Yeah.
even with a TV show. I have never heard of the
I haven't either.
TV show coming out.
No, they just got announced like 2 days ago.
Look at my man Blazing on
Yeah,
top
and we
of
don't-
the hard-hitting news.
I stay on top of my shit, but we ain't got too much information. We just know that they've announced it and they've
Okay,
announced the
so
directors.
here's the thing. If it's on HBO, there's gonna be like mad naked bitches on that shit. Can I say that? Oh, I might get demonetized.
Well, no, because it's being made by Neil Dunkerman and Craig Mazin.
Shouts out to Neil Dunkerman and Craig Mazin.
And we also know that Ellie's gay. So,
Okay, great,
dun, dun,
great.
dun, dun,
This
dun,
is our
dun.
segment where we just say Ellie's gay. Appreciate it.
No, I'm just glad they're keeping Ellie gay.
Anything
right?
else, Blazing? We got Mystery Dungeon that launched on the 6th.
Yo.
What you got,
Also,
buddy?
though, right? Siege is in an
Yeah.
amazing spot right now.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Very good positioning right now. They're marketing for Olympics kind of thing they did.
The Six Invitational. I don't know
Really
if any
good.
of you guys watched it, but I watched the whole thing.
It's not up anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think.
it's
not up anymore,
complete,
it's
but the
gone.
event
But,
and
yeah,
the invitational itself was amazing. I spent my weekend watching it.
It was amazing.
NIP next year.
I love the way how they actually have they're starting to build like a siege universe, right? Like I don't know if you guys watched all the cinematics, and especially one like
I haven't.
Doka Bay. I still want Gridlock to smother me with her thighs.
There's like fucking lasers, like
Wasn't there something about Lion and
Doc?
I can't remember who else
That
it
they
was.
hate each other, but they might be secret gay lovers.
Be gay? No. Yeah, something like that.
I won't put that meme on the
like,
screen because I'm
that's
pretty sure I'll get this demonetized.
That's the one that
Yep.
sent into the chat, right? When Dope
Just
B's
disturbed
there
by literally
with the
everything.
phone. Isn't her face like the cat meme where like the woman's pointing at the cat?
more importantly, you know what's the
up?
real important thing is? Today is the PlayStation 2's
is.
20th birthday.
Did you also know that it's International Women's Day today?
Wait,
No one cares
whoa,
about
what
All about
the?
PlayStation 2.
Hold on. Whoa!
Have
Oh,
fun censoring
God.
that, DJ.
Have my work cut out for me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh God! Wait, you got anything else, Blazing?
Of actual importance in organization?
whatever you want,
Hell
man.
no.
This is your.
I can rant for about.
We don't
50
need
minutes.
50 minutes. We already.
Want me to rant? I can rant. Give me a game to rant about right now. Don't do it. Give me a game. Yo, game. Like, hold on. What game do I want I can rant about? Yo,
Actually,
Watch
no.
Dogs?
No.
Mm,
Destiny 2 and its spaghetti plot?
yeah. Whoever plays the game for the plot.
Actually, let's actually talk a little bit about the story, because we were talking about this in the group chat before, like the lore and shit. And like, sadly for me, I had to do like a paper on, well, not sadly, it was actually quite cool. I had to do a paper on what was it called?
The Hive.
Yeah, the Hive sword logic and the worm logic.
Blazing did a paper on Fallen Hierarchy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
do you guys think that you would like a story where like we get that we watch that evolution between something? So for example, right now we have like the darkness coming to the system and all this shit that's going on and all that. But what about if we start like, so for example, Mithrax. What if Mithrax was a Dreg and we see him go up to be a Kel of a complete house type deal, like that, or an Archon priest or something like that. Like would you guys like that as a story? As
So,
in, like,
I would like that as a story, but that sounds more like if they did this, which they still can, they have the time, but if they created like cinematics for it, like what Siege does to progress their story, like outside of the game, because there's a lot of like interesting stuff that like we can read about, but if Bungie were to hire a separate like division to like make cinematics for a lot of the story and lore stuff for the game, bro, that, you know how many views that channel would have? That shit would be amazing.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Buff.
He does an awesome job.
I just want more. I just want more on the Iron Lord's reign.
Oh, they did.
Like, we only have there's only 2 of them that's alive.
Yeah, Ifrit
and Salad Man.
And Sally
and
Boy.
he's very toxic.
Salad.
And
Salad
one of them
Man
we
is
don't know where
definitely
he's at.
toxic.
Well, we don't know where Ifrit has gone off to. She's probably still in the files of D1, but still.
She definitely ruined the
Besides the
Drifter's
point.
bar. That's all we know.
Oh yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
she throw Salad Man like 80 meters or some shit, and like he landed headfirst into a car?
More or less.
I can't remember when that was, but that's like, there was like a lore page about that, and I loved it. Like I would love to see the Iron Lords make a complete comeback. I mean, Rise of Iron, yes, was cool and all.
I like
I
that
just want
boss.
more info on the Iron Lords and the Iron Wolves because it's like they're such a cool concept because it was like it's not like it was a bunch of people.
It was a bunch of
just-
boomers. Just say it.
It's not like the Vanguard.
Well, like, no, there were hundreds of Iron Lords, but they all died fighting
Keep
to
yeah.
destroy Siva. Yeah, and if you see the cinematic of this recent season of the Worthy, you see these robot boys, and it's been said that those
The
were the
Iron
dudes
Lords?
that killed
Is that
the Iron
speculation
Lords.
or
Yeah,
we actually got
on their way
information
to the vault. It's been confirmed.
Robots.
DMG. Yeah, DMG said that the robots were the ones that killed the Iron Lords, or something.
Oh.
Someone put it was either Cosmo.
That's
DMG
what we
or someone.
forgot. I didn't talk. Because I watched that trailer like three, four, 5 times. I never mentioned that there was like the new enemy that looks nothing like we fought before. I forgot about. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Now look, we are about like an hour and 20 minutes into this, and we could probably go for another 3 hours. But I think this is like a good enough spot to end the first episode of the Choo Choo the Moon podcast. You know, I want to thank my co-host Blazign for bringing all the important things that
I'm
Blazign.
getting paid by the
Oh
minute.
God, oof. How am I gonna pay for rent this year? Oof.
Yo, you got rent?
Don't worry about it.
Yo, you got rich.
But
You got money for rent. You got money for me.
so I want to acknowledge Blazign for being on the show. Thank you, Blazign. Anything to add?
Listen, Morasov is the one true queen, and anyone who dares contest
What about Petra?
anything
love
she
Petra.
does, shut up.
Well,
You
here's the
don't
thing,
get that
Blazing.
right.
Here's the thing. Are you a little upset that Shax is dating Mara?
Wait,
Yeah, Shax is
thing?
definitely boning Mara.
hold on a sec.
Type, you just hear the typing.
I can show you one of the clips that's out there.
There's fan art and all of it. he's
No.
he's so...
No.
Yeah,
It's
it was
for
in the trailer
Valentine's
for,
Day,
for
dude.
Valentine's Day.
Oh my fucking god. No.
Bro.
Okay, so
We're done.
Blazing
No.
This is
is
over in the episode.
he's having
Blazing's
an
gone.
episode.
In the episode right now.
I want to acknowledge my other co-host Wolfy. Thank you for being on the show. Anything to
I can't fucking believe this shit.
anything to add?
He's,
Bro.
anything for me to add? Not really. This is my first time doing
Hey, bro, you're a
something like
natural,
this,
friend.
and
They bang?
We're just vibing out.
yeah, it's quite good because like I've always wanted to do a podcast because
What the fuck?
not plugging or anything, but like so I've listened
Mm-hmm.
to the Misfits and watched the videos of them doing. That he's crying.
This is the best part. We're gonna keep all of this in, by the way.
Yeah. And so so I like it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not really the talkative person in a sense like
Mhm.
for this, because when I'm either recording or streaming, whatever, it's like it. How do I explain it? I'm always
The
quite
helmet
quiet,
stayed on.
and I'm not really one to open up topics. I'm normally the one
Mhm.
to just talk about them because it's something that I do. But yeah, I just like to say thank you for having me on
not
here.
a problem. Not a problem. I knew your value the minute I said I need Wolfie on this show. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for being here. This was an awesome first episode. I honestly had a blast, but I'm glad that we got to come together and do this. So can't wait for more episodes as a family. For more episodes in the future. We'll catch all of you people later. Deuces.
Later.
Bro, he was yelling.